Hey, it's Comic Artist Pro Secrets. This is Comicsgate Live. And let me call up the chat here. Sorry, I had a long conversation in private with a Comicsgater. We're going to talk about that a little bit. In case you're not aware, there's some conflict going on within Comicsgate. A lot of people think I know everything about everything that goes on. In truth, I know zero about anything that goes on. I have no idea. People have little fights, little quarrels, little squabbles. And I am unaware, but I am making myself aware about this thing because I think that it's pretty soy-based. Hello in the chat. Hi, Gark777. Hello, Headrock. Hello, Ian Howe. Hello, Juan Soto. Hello. Who do we have in here right now? Oh, Narwhal.
Hey,
how you doing?
Hey, Ethan. I'm doing good. How are you?
Good, man. It's like a grab bag. Like you never know who's going to come in. It's like this is like Captain Kangaroo, and you are Mr. Moose. Do you remember Captain? You don't remember Captain Kangaroo. You're too young.
It's before my time.
Well, Captain Kangaroo had a friend named Mr. Moose. Captain Kangaroo was not a kangaroo. In fact, he was a fat mustache dude with a bowl cut, and he wore red suits.
Is this like Hanna-Barbera?
No, it was live action. You know, and I talked to this moose, and the moose would try to trick him into saying the word ping pong balls. If you said ping pong balls, then like ping pong balls would fall out of the sky on his head. They'd rain like down on him. It was weird. It's a little bit like trying to get Mr. Mixyazpitalik to say his name backwards in order to go away. Like, how do you get someone to say ping pong balls? It's weird, man.
Yeah, you like look in the mirror and say it 3 times, and then a killer appears behind you or something.
Yeah. Well, kind of like that, but instead, yeah, you get rained down on with ping pong balls, and Mr. Moose would go, oh. It was weird. And my childhood, looking back, Romper Room was pretty weird. HR Puffin stuff was weird. I have a lot of pain. A lot of pain. What the hell was I talking about? How did I get onto Captain Kangaroo?
You said I'm Moose.
Oh yeah. No, you're not Moose. F Moose. You are just a guest that pops in, and it's nice to see you.
Oh yeah, I feel the same way. Yeah, I like popping in once in a while. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. I'm wearing my These Hoes Ain't Loyal Caesar shirt right now for a very good reason. Sometimes these hoes ain't loyal. I'm turning the camera off so I can actually get comfy here. These hoes ain't loyal, Narwhal. We have some problems. We have some trouble. Everyone in the chat is saying F Moose. That is the proper thing to say right now. Red Syrup says Sigmund and the Sea Monsters. He likes Sigmund and the Sea Monster. Terrible show. Well, hello, Antonio. Antonio, is that you?
Yes. Antonio.
What is up with the microphone lately? This is the second day in a row that this has happened.
You can't hear me?
No, but just barely, Antonio. You are like a tiny little voice crying out. Like,
oh Jesus!
You're like the Fly. Remember the Fly? David Hedison.
Yeah, I was like, man, I was sitting there, I'm trying everything. Hold on, I'm about to unplug it.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I didn't open. It was a rule. I didn't pop my jeans open. Goodness sakes! Just because I turn the camera off doesn't mean I'm getting naked. Necessarily, not necessarily. Could be. Good morning, Aiden. Good morning, Bubba Clem. Oh, Bubba Clem. I haven't seen Bubba Clem in a long time, man. We got some good people in here in the chat. It's nice to have you guys joining us. Kevin T says, holy shit, I have The Fly on right now. I wrote a song about The Fly.
Jeff Goldblum.
Well, no, David Hedison.
Is that the original?
Yeah. Because, like, if you think about it, here's the observation that I made. Like, David Hedison is The Fly. Like, that's what it said, like, on the movie posters. David Hedison is The Fly. But literally, David's head is on a fly at the end of the movie. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, so he transforms differently?
Well, at the end of the movie, it's like, oh, no. Like, he becomes, like, he switches places. Like, there's a human... human body with a fly's head, but then David's head is little and it's on a fly. So not only is David Hedison the Fly, David's head is on a fly. Do you understand?
That's how you remember it. It's like a school riddle.
Absolutely. So I had to write a song about it. David's head is on a fly. What do you think of that, Antonio? Is that clever or just stupid? Telling you, Antonio is not with it today. He's not with it. I have Antonio in the room. Antonio's like, I'm like a ghost when I come on your show. Yeah, and even when you're trying to talk, I can't hear you. Mostly, you just don't talk. Hold on, let's long dead air pause while we wait for Antonio to say something.
Antonio.
What? Jay Conant says Ethan's mouth is on a pie. Yeah, well, it was the other day. That was something else. I ate an entire pie. An entire pie. Why? Because we got to $80,000 on Cyberfrog Blood Honey, the third cover. And we're still doing it, man. Look at this. Cyberfrog Blood Honey team up right now. We're on day 8.
Congrats, Ethan.
Oh, thank you. $93,241. Well,
yeah, there's a lot of people that didn't get a chance because your audience keeps growing. So, it works.
All of our audiences keep growing. It's a nice thing. It is really good. Antonio, are you here or are you not? You want to check out and check back in?
I am here.
Oh, you are? Okay, thank God.
Okay, so you can hear me now. I was like, oh my God, what is going on?
Yeah. I was like,
he's been screaming.
Yeah, I've been trying to talk. I was like, why can't they hear me?
Yeah.
All this money on this mic and it sucks.
I'm glad you're here. Antonio, look at this. Cyberfrog Blood Honey team up cover is on its 8th day. We've completed our first week of funding and we're at $93,241. Obviously, this is making people upset in anti-Comicsgate. And they are, I think they're uniformly messing their pantses.
That's not a pleasant picture.
No. It's not something I want to think about at all. I wish they wouldn't make me think about it. And they do. It's ridiculous. But I think we're going to get to 100,000. Andrea was like, do you think we're going to get to 100,000? Yeah, definitely. We have 23 days left. I'm pretty sure if I promote this, we will get to 100,000 and maybe beyond. And what if we drag this thing all the way to 300,000? That would make the whole entire campaign $1 million. It would be the first 7 figures young lady campaign in Comicsgate.
I would be very happy for you.
That'd be awesome.
I'd be happy for me too.
It's realistic too.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Possible. Speed Boost says that Ethan turned his camera off so he could eat his second pie. That is not true. If I were eating a pie, you would hear me going nom, 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 like that. I make a nom, nom, nom noise when I'm eating pie. And everybody already knows that because I did eat an entire pie on a live stream just a couple days ago when we were at $80,000.
You got the pie melted down and hooked up to an IV, so it's quiet.
A pie V.
Yeah.
Straight into my veins. I need to shoot that pumpkin pie right into my veins.
IV drip. Love it.
Yes. All right. So if you want to back Cyberfrog Blood Honey, that'd be great. The link is in the description below, and we'll check in on it from time to time. I wish Mike S. Miller would come on. I would promote his campaign, but instead I'm going to have to promote Brand.
Uh-oh.
Hey, Ethan, can I give a quick shout out to Samurai and Dinosaurs also? Because they failed the first time, but they're doing pretty good the second time. They're probably going to be successful this time. But
yeah. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, chat, don't forget about them. But yeah, they're on Indiegogo, and you helped them graciously, Human Sunbeam style earlier. I'm sure you remember. They're very grateful. Everyone is. But yeah.
Well, thanks. Yeah, it was fun to do that. We'll get Mike Murphy on here. You know what we're going to talk about tonight, though, beyond Brand and Cyberfrog?
Hose.
What's up, John?
Hey, John. John, I'm glad you're here. I was just watching your video.
Oh, okay.
Okay, hold on one second. Back Brand here, and we put the link. Let's add this to the chat, to the description. All right. So basically, look at the description below and see if you want to support any of these campaigns. John, I was watching your video called Doug Tenaple versus War Campaign versus Indicron, ... Let's talk, !
Yeah.
It was probably the best summing up of the current conflict within Comicsgate that there is.
Oh,
it was fair. It was even-handed. It was interesting to listen to.
Cool. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Now, this is the thing. I wasn't following any of this. For people who don't understand what's going on, you want to talk about this drama? You want to go through it for my audience of 509 people who are watching now at 2:00 in the morning?
Whew, it's a lot. It's a lot to dig through. That stream was over an hour, but yeah, it probably took about 20 minutes. In a nutshell, the details of this was there from the smallest that I can start it with. There was a character called Crypto Comics. This guy had an issue with Panboy soy dong lover from War Campaign, and I tried to stress from the beginning of this that War Campaign, they're LARPers. A lot of what they're doing is just, I mean, it's all a gag. And this other guy, Crypto Comics, I think was responding to that with his own LARP, but it came off really creepy, and there was a gun involved. And basically what happened was Crypto and Pan had a disagreement where Pan said, I'll show up at your house and essentially, I'll fight you. And then this guy made a retort, which was done with a very WWE type production value. I mean, he's turned away from the camera. He slowly turns towards the camera. And then he's like, hey, Pan. And he's wearing a Jason mask. And eventually he flashes some guns saying, if you show up on my door, I got guns. And I'll be dealing with it that way. And other than that, in that regard, as it is by itself, I see it as a wash. But what I don't see as a wash was that Crypto Comics also made a comment along the lines about his intent to dox people. And this is very weird, but he wanted to dox people by associating himself with an Indiegogo creator. And somehow he wanted people to believe that he was going to be able to get the Indiegogo information of that creator, and then he was going to use that information to dox people. Put out ideally your home address, your phone number, which is way, way, way beyond the line. And the terrible thing about this is he's an anonymous account, so he can disappear at any time, and then he can reappear under a different identity. So unless you're really tuned in, you're not going to be able to make heads or tails of this. So it sows, distrust in the community of, who is this guy? What are his intentions? All right. Now, Brad Ashworth is a guy. He has a book out called Handyman. And when he was trying to get this together, to my understanding, he was trying to get his Indiegogo together, and he needed a little help. And this crypto guy, who, as I believe Brad did not know about the whole doxing stuff, had said, well, I can help you, situate kind of your Indiegogo and maybe proofread something in his book or something like that. But at no time did Brad know about this dude's history about wanting to dox through an Indiegogo. He just saw a helpful guy on the internet saying, I can help you do this. So Brad said, oh, okay, yeah, sure, fine. Help is good. And somehow his association with crypto became known when he wanted to put his book on Indiecron. Two of the guys that were there, Jean-Luc and Dr. Wright, there was a process.
Let me pause, because that's where I came in. That's when I had Brad on my channel, and he thanked crypto, and one of the mods was in my chat, and that's when everything spiraled out, because he announced on the air that crypto had helped with his campaign. Then all of a sudden he said he got a refund and some stuff, and then people started saying they should pull him from the site and all that kind of stuff.
Okay. So from Indiecron's point of view, these two gentlemen at Indiecron, their point of view was this crypto has already said he wants to align with somebody to start doxing people within the community. So they thought it was in Comicsgate's best interest not to allow this book to go forward. That's arguable. From my point of view, Brad should not be held guilty because he didn't know about this guy. I don't think Brad had any intention of giving anybody his backer information. But And if he did know any of this doxing information, which I don't believe he did, I wouldn't have been associated with that crypto comics guy within 1,000 miles of my campaign. No way, anything. And anyways, so people were seeing this as a gatekeeping incident where people were going to be held guilty for guilt by association for, and anybody associated with your book that may have not passed some form of purity test.
Right.
I think that's about as quick as I can break it down. So,
and then Doug.
Yeah, and Doug TenNapel caught wind of this, and Doug went on, like a 2-day. He was upset. He was upset because he's friendly with Brad, and it's understandable. And Doug's position, to the best that I can explain, I wish he would come on to do it himself, but if he's not here, his position was, hey, let my friend Brad come on there. And I think for the most part, everybody agreed. We all wanted Brad to get on there because, I don't want to say any of you guys, but I did. I wanted Brad to get on there, but I wanted this stuff to be resolved behind closed doors because I didn't see it as a huge incident. I saw it at the time as, there's a misunderstanding. Let it get worked out. And Doug went, about 24 hours against Indicron, which and as I understand it, before he even said anything about Indicron publicly, they had already removed Jean-Luc and Dr. Wright because of this, some tension going on behind the scenes with the 3 Indicron.
I saw a video. Here's what I saw. I saw a video of Jean-Luc yelling about how Comicsgate ain't no Tupperware party, and sounding pretty nutty. Jean-Luc, you sounded pretty nutty in that video. You sounded like a mobster. And I know you're no mobster, pal, but you were just like, yeah, Comicsgate, this ain't no Tupperware party. What do you, this is Comicsgate. Comicsgate's just a lot of people, comic book enthusiasts. It is a Tupperware party. Not in the sense that we're selling, it's a pyramid. Tupperware is a pyramid scheme, John. So I should back that up. But no, it is. It's meant to be fun. It's meant to just be fun. And
we're selling. We're from our point of view, us that are creators, we want to offer a product that this community wants, and we want to have a good time doing it, which is why we come on here for this show, and why we all have our own shows, so we can all be part of celebrating comics as an art form for sure. Yeah,
absolutely, and to just get people funded. I mean, now listen. Again, I was unaware of most of this. I am aware of this idea of some kind of like threat, and I don't know how genuine it was, of certain people using crowdfunding efforts to dox Comicsgaters. This is intolerable. This isn't something that can be permitted, and I seriously hope the people who were saying that were joking, and I think people like Panboy are super protective of that idea. They want to stop that from happening. Ro Kabir, same thing. That can't be permitted within Comicsgate. Like, that's just weird super villainery. So there's that. On the other hand, somebody like Brad, I spoke to Brad. Brad's like, I didn't know any of that. I just was looking for an editor. So I don't know why. I don't know why I'm in the middle of this. It feels like guilt by association when I was associating with people who I had no idea any of this was about. Now, the main thing about this is that I really like Handyman. I like this book.
Yeah, it's good.
I don't think Brad should be punished in any way for this. And I think Brad has been made aware of the situation. And therefore, I am promoting Handyman tonight.
Nice.
What do you think of that?
Yeah, I think that's good. I think that's good for everybody.
Yeah. Handyman by Brad Ashworth, who, by the way, is Mormon, but he's a practicing Mormon. I'm what they call a Jack Mormon. I was raised Mormon, but I'm not really a practicing Mormon. But I like Mormons.
Ethan, I think it's written by Tyler Carpenter too, who's a cool guy in the community also.
Awesome.
He has his own show and stuff also.
Yeah. So Brad Ashworth here. Look at him. Now I was talking to Brad Ashworth tonight, and he was just like, look, he's like, I know. I said, Brad, I don't know what's going on. A lot of people are like, Comicsgate quote unquote leadership needs to get involved. Now, before I go any further, John, let me stop sharing this. Stop calling me the leader of Comicsgate, some of you. Stop it. Okay, I don't want that responsibility. I'm not paying attention, so I can't be the leader of Comicsgate because I don't know what the hell you guys are doing. And if I were the leader of Comicsgate, I would start whipping people. I would implement horse whippings for a lot of you. And so therefore do not give me that responsibility and do not give me that power, because I will start horse whippings immediately.
Caesar,
yeah.
Caesar is simply the Lord of the gays. He's not.
That's all I ever said I was the leader of gay people. That's all I ever said I was. And that's the only responsibility that I will accept, king of the LGBTQ community. Beyond that, nothing. John.
Yeah, we're all I feel we're all responsible for our own channels, our own platforms. That's all I have any control over in my life in terms of, output towards Comicsgate is what I do with my own platform. I have kind of, I have a unique case because I have Comicsgate Present, so I have kind of an open door policy. But with that said, nobody has, an entitlement or a right to what I do with my own channel. So
right.
I don't see myself as a leader. I understand that I'm kind of a higher profile person, as are many of us. But yeah, I mean, if there's somewhere we can step in to help, that's cool and that's fine. But, again, my point of view is a person's platform is their own. And I want them to, run it as they see fit. So I don't want to involve myself too much in somebody else's platform. If it's a severe injustice, then, I would take a stand. And I said during that video that I did, my response to that situation would have been that if Brad wasn't allowed because of this guilt by association, my only thing I would have done would have been protests in the form of, I just wouldn't have listed with Indicron for my next project. Maybe
what Nasser did.
Yeah.
And John, your show, like, you only let Comicsgate projects on, but people, they self-opt in or out of that. Like, you're not power tripping, telling someone they're not Comicsgate if they say they are.
If you want on my show, which is called Comicsgate Presents, I assume you are Comicsgate. So yeah, I tell people straight up, if you want on my show and you're Comicsgate, I do have an open door policy. So, but yeah, other than that, I'm not checking anybody. I'm not checking credentials at the door. I have no interest. You say you're Comicsgate, I believe you.
Yeah, Comicsgate doesn't have a leader. Comicsgate is a leaderless movement that's made up of all kinds of different people with different ideas, and we want to support each other. But I don't take responsibility for what other people are doing.
Mm-hmm.
I barely know. I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm not like Mike. Mike knows what he's doing at all times.
Huh? What?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's right.
So, so in any case, so Brad called me up. Now, Brad, I think, was a little bit put off. He kind of said in a video that I watched, he's like, I don't want to be a part of a movement that bullies me. I don't blame him, for that at all. But I think he is Comicsgate. And I think after a little bit of a talk and a little bit of a kind of a thing where it's like, look, yeah, let's come to terms with this. And maybe, the community, the family here can kind of rally around and kind of support a project that actually looks good. I mean, it looks way better than Lone Star.
Mm-hmm.
Way better than Lone Star. Look at this.
Yeah.
This is Handyman by Brad Ashworth. Great artwork. Brad actually told me today, he's like, I have $4 in my pocket. I said, oh, well, we got to get you funded. We got to get you funded. So I put the link in the description. This book looks really cool. Brad is going to kind of come on and he's going to talk about what the book is about. I don't know.
Friday's the auction, right?
I know. That's what I say. He goes, I go, you want to come on now? And he's like, well, I gotta go to work tomorrow. It's, and I was like, well, it's only like 11 o'clock in Utah. What are you doing? He's like, no, I got to go to work. And he's like, how about tomorrow? No, I can't do it tomorrow. I'm on with Elliot Fernandez. What about Friday? I'm like, Friday's the auction. And he's like, I was like, why don't you auction something, Brad? You have $4. Come on and auction something.
Yeah, auction a
Oh,
cover.
he did that.
Auction the Handyman cover.
He
Or any of the
did the
original
Cecil
art.
piece. He did the Cecil.
Yeah. So, well, yeah, I mean, come on and do that. So he's going to come on Friday. We'll talk to him. We'll see if we can get his campaign funded and see what we can do about it. I don't like this. I don't like the conflict. I don't like Doug freaking out.
Yeah.
I hate
Yeah.
Doug
I don't like
freaking out.
people being more concerned about the label than the ideal. You know? I mean, Comicsgate is an idea. It's an ideal. It's who cares about the label? Right? As long as we share the same ideal, then we've got that to unite us.
Yeah, kind of, but I care about the label because people need to, because when you say I am Comicsgate, it comes with consequences. So in a way, like I under the current circumstances, I kind of do care about people saying I'm Comicsgate. I don't like Comicsgate adjacency. I want people to just say I'm Comicsgate. I'm with you. I stand for this.
No, but I'm talking about Brad saying that, I don't want to be part of a movement that bullies me. It's like the bullying's not part of the ideal. The bullying's kind of contrary to the ideal. And so he's abandoning the label that defines the ideal because of someone who's it's like somebody blaming Christians for like the Holocaust or something, that's not what Christianity is about. The bullying is not what Comicsgate is about. You don't just abandon the ideal because of somebody's going against the ideal.
War Campaign is in the chat right now saying we don't like doxing. Hey guys, fucking A.
Obviously.
That's something that's intolerable. And anyone who's threatening doxing is a supervillain. Is evil. Beyond belief.
The last big time there was a big shakedown in Comicsgate was like last summer with some like the Tim Lim kind of split. Is that it, or there was a time too, like where Doug for a while he got drunk and got mad on a stream. Do you remember that?
Yeah. No, but that had nothing to do with Tim Lim. That was the Tim Lim incident happened before Doug was even Comicsgate.
Doug came on.
Yeah. Okay. Because I'm wondering if in the scheme of things that like this is just if we're kind of reshaping, Doug will just come back in a week. Like nothing.
Well, I'm not reshaping anything. Doug needs to come back when he's ready to come back, if he even wants to. But the thing is, like, when you run headlong into conflict, into something that you don't, like he really thought Brad got a raw deal. He was willing to stake his own, I don't know, on this whole thing. I don't excuse what Doug did, really. Like I think the reason he did it with the right spirit, like his heart was in the right place. But when you drop a quote like "I'll burn Indycron to the ground," you're like, you got trouble. You're gonna run into some criticism for that. So I don't know. Here's how I feel. I don't want people associating with doxers. Okay, I don't know what that was about. I don't know how genuine that threat was, but that was creepy and weird, and that needs to be shunned.
100%. I think everybody in Comicsgate agrees with that. I don't think that's a unique perspective of War Campaign. So
yeah. So, but that is something that we all agree with. But on the other hand, I don't think Brad had anything to do with that. So I would like to see Brad kind of get some support. What do you think, John? Some support for Brad?
100%. 100%. Brad's a good guy. He's been in Comicsgate a good long time. He's been on Drawn and Quartered. I mean, he's a part of the community, 100%.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I've seen his Pencil for Life logo all over the place. He's just around.
He is around. I've seen Pencil for Life everywhere too. He comes to all the chats. He's a big part of things. But I don't know. I want to see if we can quell some of the fighting. There's some people who are going to be mad and over this, and I don't know. What do you think, John?
Yeah, I mean, Comicsgate is, it's passionate fans, and so it's going to run hot and it's going to run cold. I mean, lukewarm is the exception to the rule. So we definitely want to keep everybody feeling good and happy, and moving in positive directions. So yeah, definitely. Let's do our best for Brad and try to keep all this stuff going in a good way. I mean, you're going to have your ups and you're going to have your downs in this community. So,
yeah, definitely. All right, so I'm going to also put theme G in the description as well. Mike, will you hold on a second, let me put this in here. Mike, are you here? Are you paying attention?
Looks like he's doing his homework.
I'm inking, man.
He's writing haiku.
Yeah.
I'm inking. These things don't ink themselves.
Yeah. All right, Mike, it's okay. I won't. I'll promote your book for you. All right. So Mike S. Miller, who is not Comicsgate adjacent, Mike S. Miller is baked right into Comicsgate. You know what I mean? Like if Comicsgate were a delicious muffin. I know, right?
Yeah.
It would have a foot long. It would have a 2 foot long black hair in it.
Oh.
How do you? But it would be wrapped up right in the center of the muffin.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like it would be like that's Mike. Like
you'd
Mike,
you'd be committed by the time you got to the hair.
Yeah.
It's a cannibal metaphor.
Disgusting, Mike. Mike S. Miller's incredible work for Comicsgate has included Lone Star, and now he is he's offering 3 other comics after the success of Lone Star, which I have not yet received at this time. At this moment, I have not
Me
received.
neither. Yeah.
You didn't get yours either. A lot of people have gotten.
Yeah.
I think Mike just kind of.
I got mine. It was great.
I've got like
Mike,
200 more packages.
Yeah, a few more. Mike just assumes those guys will wait. Like that, Mike, I have, I want to do a review of your comic.
Do you really?
Yes. Mike,
so
Mike, do
you want a regular cover then? Because you only ordered the sketch covers.
Mike, you don't have to do a sketch for me. You understand?
I know, but do you want a regular cover too?
I don't. It doesn't even.
I can send you.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter. I ordered the highest tier that I could because I wanted to support you.
Yeah.
But I don't need you to draw for me.
I know.
That's not what friends do. Friends don't make friends draw.
Don't they?
Does that make sense, John?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hey, it's work, man. It's work. Yeah.
It's work. It's a pain in the ass.
Mm-hmm.
So, Mike, you don't have to, but send me it so that I can sit there and talk about Lone Star. Now, Lone Star has been fulfilled to most people who are not Mike's friends. Like people who don't know Mike have received Lone Star. His friends haven't yet, and that's why he has launched this other campaign. He's got 3 different books here. He's got the Meg. He's got 6 Gun Samurai, Deal with the Devil. Now, Mike seems to think that Deal with the Devil is the best of these 3 because Mike is a Christian.
It's the one that
and Mike wants to fucking deal with the devil, if you know what I mean. Deal with him.
Yeah. I told him to put a little deal in the back where people could tear it out, sign it, send it back to Mike, like sign away their soul, send it to Mike, and then Mike could like stamp it or something.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is no.
Yeah, he wasn't down with that.
Margaret Miracle says, "What the hell, Ethan?"
No.
Margaret, what did I say that was weird? That I didn't want Mike to draw my cover? I don't know. But yeah, so anyway, out of all of these books, I think I would back the Meg, even though Mike says don't back that one, back Deal with the Devil. Like that's his favorite one. Mike, am I right or wrong?
I don't say don't back it. I mean, back them all, but Deal with the Devil is just the closest one to my heart because I wrote the whole thing nuts to bolts, and it's the character's kind of loosely based on some crap that my dad was going through at the end of his life. So,
oh, tell me about this, Mike. Get personal. What is this book about,
I
Mike?
just did.
I want you to
What do you
explain
want?
what you just said to people.
Well, no, I mean my dad, he was kind of suicidal at the end of his life, and so he just kind of when he had his first stroke, he like sat there in bed waiting to die, until he realized like 8-10 hours later that this stroke wasn't going to kill him and has just debilitated him instead, because he just, I mean, like people from his work called to see if he was okay, and he like answered the phone. He's like, I'm okay, I'm not coming in. And it's like he just sat there hoping he was going to die. And the character, Anthony Goodwin, he's in that place, not right when the movie starts, but right after the epilogue of the story. And I did get that from my dad. So
everyone in the chat is saying how awful. Oh God, this is. Headrock says now I'm not hungry anymore. A lot of people are deeply upset by what Mike just had to say. But Mike, you took a hard time. You took a bad personal thing that you went through, and you made a story out of it. You turned it into art. You let it influence you.
Yeah, and you get to the end of the story, and there's a redemption there. So
okay. Yeah.
Spoilers.
By the way, I got 1 million super chats, and they're all controversial right now. Let's go through these super chats. Sorry, Mike. Yeah.
No
And by the way, feel free to keep sending super chats. But some of these are going to be controversial. I've got people fighting with super chats. They're
Dave Martinez says, "Blew my high, bro."
Mike, you're turning into a robot left and right. I don't know. I'm missing a lot of what you're saying. Yeah, it's okay. DJ Kong says, please tell me your Cyberfrog pages are okay from being flung around in your last stream. They're just fine. I barely flung them around. It probably looked worse than it actually was. GR People says, Hail Caesar, Emperor Supreme. PS Pan is online. Yeah, I think he's in the chat room now. Ian House says, see, this is why I don't bother having a secret identity. I preemptively dox myself. There's something to be said for that. Like me, Mike, John Malin, Antonio, like people know who we are, so you don't have a lot to worry about. K Brady says, sorry, but when you think clicks are okay, then Comicsgate is over. Clicks got you shunned, EVS.
Okay.
Well, it's not a question of what.
You sound
Clicks
confused.
like cleeks?
I'm confused because I don't agree with that at all. Clicks aren't a matter of being okay or not okay. It's just you have friends. You have groups of friends.
Yeah, that's like semantics a little bit, because there's like pockets within Comicsgate. Like I got some close buddies, and we're like a little gang, and then we toil.
Geez, Narwhal's in the gang.
We toil with the other gangs,
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, clicks are just look. People just hang out with friends, and I don't think there's any reason to. I don't know. I don't understand what the problem is. K Brady says, do you think you let Doug get swarmed? Did I let Doug get swarmed?
I guess
definitely not, because when Doug was getting excited about this, everyone was trying to tell him, just hey, take a breath, relax. I mean, if anything happened with Doug, it's a direct result of how Doug was acting. Nobody let him anything.
Yeah, this is more of like of me having control over things. Doug. I actually spoke to Doug on the phone beforehand and tried to calm Doug down and get him to sort of take a little break. But Doug was very excited about all this, and he wanted to get involved, and he wanted this to be a hill to fight on, if not die on. He really, really felt passionately about Brad, being able to be on IndieCron, and that was important to him. GR People says, Hail Malin, Hail Caesar. Thank you, GR People. Alan Rogers says, War Campaign are the only people I see on social media that try to decide who is and isn't Comicsgate. Just saying. Rumble Terrier says, Crypto doesn't want to dox consumers. That is the fear-mongering narrative being spread by War Campaign. His beef is with Pan and Praetorian, who doxed him first and threatened the safety of his family. K. Brady says, sorry to say, but you all let Doug get swarmed by your own SJWs. I'm telling you, the super chats are controversial tonight. GRP Poll says, Rumble Terrier, you are denying his own words that were posted live. And Crypto's info was put directly in his YouTube links, and you know this. Passion for Drawing, there's Brad says, CG even funded a coloring book, Mythsarts on Indiegogo. Passion for Drawing, no, Pencil for Life. There's a 4. I'm sorry, that isn't Brad. K. Brady says, I completely blame War Campaign. Brad is friends with someone they don't like, and he must be shunned, I guess. So K. Brady has some ideas here. Panboy is here. He says, Clown Pup looking for cuddles. The proof is well documented that his master Crypto is unstable and that War Campaign never doxed. CG only. Hail Caesar. Fuck Google 2 says support Brand by Antonio and Kanan. Finally, a rational person here about this, Antonio.
Well, thanks for that. Thank you.
Finally something. You guys, GR people, hail to those loyal to Caesar. Hail to those loyal to Caesar. The hordes may scramble at the gates. Sulfur X says Comicsgate adjacent implies there's something negative about Comicsgate's principles. What's there to be adjacent to? Professionalism? LOL. I agree with that. Edwin the Ace, Acevedo says, you're going to rip Jean-Luc, who's been loyal to Comicsgate, then embrace Brad, who declared he was leaving Comicsgate a la Mindy. Where is the loyalty in that, Caesar? Rumble Terrier says Crypto never doxed. Praetorian and Roe did. Pan threatened to come to Crypto's house because he wouldn't disavow comics creator. Then Pan tried to lie to Doug about it. GRP Pulse says, Rumble, Crypto published his name on his channel. He was never doxed. Logan Michael says, hey, Mike, what's... And then he draws a dick. Jay Sim says, I don't like broccoli, just saying. So as you can see, there's a conflict going here.
Ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
Broccoli is those narratives are mutually exclusive. So that you can't reconcile them.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how to deal with any of that. Critius, what do you think?
Yeah, it's crazy. I just want everybody to come together and forgive each other and be at peace, man. We need to continue together as a group and not divide each other.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, it's hard because everybody got sides and everybody got opinions of what happened. And I'm not here to choose sides, like I did a Twitter post. I'm here to try to create peace among everybody,
Yeah.
These guys keep forgetting. Comicsgate is supposed to be knives out.
Crazy.
Knives outward, not inward.
Yeah.
Knives towards our enemies, not towards each other.
I agree. Everybody back in the damn boat. I'm sorry.
Twitter just gets too boring once in a while. If Renfamous and those other douchebags don't have anything to say.
Somebody keep fading out.
So they just
robot.
I keep fading out.
Hey, Mike, we can't hear you.
Am I sorry? Yeah. Sorry.
I think the bottom line is that nobody has done anything that's unforgivable, except for the threat of the doxing by getting hold of the Indiegogo creators campaigns. That's the only thing that I think is way, way too far. Anything that you guys feel about Jean-Luc, Dr. Wright, Pixel, Brad, Nasser's involved in this to some degree, all that stuff from my point of view is forgivable. Doug's behavior, I think, was a little bit too ambitious, but look, I mean, Doug runs a little hot and cold. The fans will do with him as the fans will, but this is outside of our control. But I would rather everybody move on in peace. Let it go.
Right.
I am now at war with John Malin. Thank you.
Yeah. That's what I was trying to say earlier. I mean, like, I just think that we all need to look and understand as humans, we will always have faults. We will always do something that somebody doesn't agree with, But if we latch onto that and attack each other for it, then how are we better than the next man?
Yeah.
I just don't see it. I think we should just put all differences aside and respect each other, forgive each other, and keep pushing forward. I mean, the whole point of this movement is just to build on, build CG and make it more powerful than mainstream.
Yeah.
So how can we do that? We're falling apart.
If we're gonna treat each other like this, then what was the point of trying to get away from the people who treated us like this from outside.
I'm not sure that we're treating each other like anything. I'm seeing a distinctive fight happening in the chat here. I'm reading it. Rumble Terrier said, more super chats here. Just so this is clear. Professor Geek says, you said something about if Doug comes back. Is he breaking ties with you guys then? Sorry if that's a silly question. I'm just in the dark. Doug is taking a break. Let's put it that way. I think Doug got really upset about something. I'm not sure. I don't want to speak for Doug. That's all I know. Cal Jameson said, back Shinobi Sasquatch on May 1st and love one another. Thank you, Cal. Bobby Strawbar says, these dudes, Brad and his buddies, have been running their mouth about Comicsgate and EBS for months and decided to come around now and get Comicsgate money. It's a joke. Okay. Rumble Terrier says, war campaign cries gay ops, but posts image from Discord services of people they don't like and stalk people. See what I mean? This is really, really lame. Fuck Google 2 says, signal to noise, support brand by Antonio and Kanan. Thank you. Wayward Comics says, hail Caesar, hail war campaign, hashtag Rainbow Brute celibacy challenge. So there's a fight going on here between people who associate with this guy Crypto. That includes Rumble Terrier versus people who associate with war campaign. And there are a lot of accusations going around. And then people, instead of just kind of ignoring this, are choosing sides and then getting upset.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. Everybody has their own truth, you know, and being an outsider is hard to pick who has the right truth because we weren't there from the beginning. You know? So it's best just to call for peace and just, you know, walk away.
Yeah, I would like that. I guess it's demoralizing, guys.
It is.
You know, it doesn't feel good. And you know, people do have to kind of move on.
Have Renfamous and SJW Spider-Man latched onto this conflict yet?
We need to move on, guys.
No, because if they do, then you know everybody will unite against them.
Yeah.
So they're wisely staying back.
It's like the plot of The Watchmen.
I mean, we have a common enemy, you know what I mean? And it's not CG. You know, it's the mainstream and it's everybody that attacks us for our beliefs, you know? And we need to stand together. You know, I mean, families always have fights. There's always a fight in a family. You know, I'll put that on my Twitter posts. Families have fights. It's what you do after the fight that will determine the strength of our relationship.
Have sex? Oh, family. Whoa. Yeah, we don't want to do that.
They say don't go to bed angry, right? That's like a marriage thing.
Yeah. That is
Comicsgate, don't go to bed angry.
Always kiss me goodnight.
Yeah,
Mike.
Kiss me goodnight.
Oh, after you talk to me about throw your kiss.
Mike, what are you drawing over there?
A line in the sand.
All right. Look, did he do it? Oh, he didn't do it. Okay, it looks good, Mike.
Did I do what?
Nothing.
Oh, I'll make the hands bigger. I'm not making the hands bigger.
Press 2 in the chat if you want Mike to throw EBS a kiss.
Mike, yeah, it looks good, man. It's really, really nice. By the way, I got all these drawings from Kanan of Lynx. I mean, like, seriously, yeah, like Kanan just is going all in with Lynx. I got to show you this stuff. By the way, Kelsey sent me a message, said, you want some big hairy lovin'? Not really, but let me send him the link in case he wants to come in here. Oh, that's
Kelsey's always a wild card.
Yeah, you never know what Kelsey's going to do. And, you know, I'll send him the link here. And, you know, it's weird. It's like, I don't know. Isn't he in the chat? Or
I like hearing his stories about the 90s. And I like your stories about that, too.
Yeah, throw EBS a kiss, Mike. Come on.
Yeah, definitely. All right. So look at this. I got to show you this, Mike. This is going to inspire you. Are you ready? And this is Kanan, and everybody likes Kanan. People consider Kanan to be one of the best artists within Comicsgate. You know. All right.
Yeah, he's all right.
So why is he drawing Lynx, though? Like, look at this.
Trying to get that job.
Yeah.
Look at that. It's Mike's design. I mean, this is the thing. Like, Mike designed this character. You know. And she's fighting a giant spider here, Mike.
Oh, the reflection of
on. Yeah. Listen.
All right, hold on a second. I'll show you another one. Look at this. John, you like this, right?
Oh yeah, it's hot.
She's pretty.
Brian Telford, thanks for $50. Says thanks for your content. Thank you for a big fat super chat. Appreciate you. Yeah, this is enormous. Mike, did you design this belt buckle?
I like her pose.
No, I didn't.
So he added that belt buckle there.
Yeah.
He's doing this in pencil. Why is he doing this? He's doing it for the auction this Friday, Mike. He's getting prepared for the auction.
Yep.
A lot of people. I got to figure out who's coming to the auction. It's not just open invite. You know, it's a black tie, red carpet event.
Ooh.
You know, I only want
mine's like a garage sale. Yours is
I know. I don't know what you're doing, Mike.
I'm entertaining people, brother. I'm entertaining people.
Kelsey, yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna get Cecil to do the here's the way
Kelsey. Look at Kelsey.
Oh man.
What's he doing? Hang on a second.
Is that his neck?
Oh shit, this is on?
Oh.
He had the camera all on his nasty chest hair.
It was a mysterious body part.
Couldn't figure out what it was.
What happens if you get gum stuck in that?
If Kelsey's horizontal, you know something's going right.
Oh, his nipple right up on the camera. I'm seeing the delay now. I got the delay in the nipple.
I was just here trying to pleasure myself to y'all's
Kelsey's terrorizing the chat.
And y'all really bringing down the mood, man.
Yeah.
The chat's going so fast.
The chat is disturbed by all this. Yeah, there's a fight going on, Kelsey, and you know your wisdom.
Oh yeah,
appreciated. Yeah, of course.
What you need, baby?
I'm with the chat. I disavow Kelsey's hairy nipples.
A lot of people are disavowing Kelsey right now, and you know, just when we think we're solving one problem, a new problem emerges.
Hey, don't be so uptight.
That's what we need. We need a distraction. We need.
Kelsey, are you in bed right now? What are you doing?
I am.
Why are you laying sideways like that? Like a
because I'm Comicsgate hugging bear, man. Come on.
Let Kelsey
horizontal.
Let Kelsey let Kelsey's nipple
wants
be
to draw him like one of your French girls.
Yeah, you're just lucky it wasn't the butthole.
Oh, I'm not that at this point.
I'm very free with my body.
God,
I love it. I'm trying to make Mike uncomfortable, and I'm making you uncomfortable.
Yeah. No, I'm fine. I'm cool with it. I'm doing fine.
Let's get intimate here. Let's. We're all friends here. Come on,
Mike. You want to? Mike, do you want to get intimate on camera?
It depends what you mean.
You know, let's tell each other our deepest, darkest secrets. And,
people are throwing super chats at me for they're basically throwing dollar bills at you, but they're giving money to me. So they're, you know,
Kelsey, stick them in my panty liner or whatever you call that shit. What do you call it? Wait, you know,
a G-string.
There you go. Just tuck it in my G-string.
God.
That's not a good, nice sight. To,
No.
I have a vivid imagination, Kelsey. It's not cool.
That is disturbing. All right, so I'm going to go on with some stories now. Okay, we're leaving the Comicsgate drama behind. We get it. You know, there are two factions within Comicsgate that are warring right now. I wish we could solve it, but I don't know that we can, and I don't know if that's what we necessarily need to do. I don't know if that's our job. Kelsey, somebody sent me a Reddit post today. Now, James Gunn, director of Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2. He was fired back in September for some spicy tweets.
I like those.
Yeah. Why do I have the camera stuck on you? Spicy tweets, Kelsey. And
on you.
Yeah, like it was just focused. I'm like, why am I only looking at Kelsey? And I was like, it's focused on Kelsey. Now people have exaggerated, because what happened was James Gunn he went ahead and deleted 20,000 something tweets.
Perfectly normal.
Past. Yeah, that's what you do. I mean, it's probably the smart thing to do. Delete your entire Twitter at that point. But he deleted these tweets, and so people kind of got it in their heads that he had made 20,000 inappropriate tweets. He probably didn't, but he was rehired a couple of weeks ago or last week to the celebration of people. Are you happy about it, Kelsey?
Oh, I really don't care, man. Is he what you call it? Bad guy.
A pedo.
There you go. I don't like saying that shit. Is
he just made a lot of real off-color jokes involving pedophilia.
Yeah.
He went to like parties where girls were dressed up as like little girls, and
and he was dressed like a pedophile priest.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I mean, I don't care, man. That's kind of, some lame jokes to be made, but like those movies, man, who gives a shit? I mean, they're done. They did their 10 years, man. It's over. My God, let's move on.
It could be like a Tiger Woods type thing. Tiger Woods never recovered from his scandal, and I wonder if it'll be the same for.
Yeah,
I think James Gunn will recover just fine, but I just don't know that working at a company like Disney and Marvel is necessarily the place that someone should be doing that stuff. But the bottom line is, if he's getting this get out of jail free card in terms of what's PC, what's not, and he's making jokes of, probably the most detested thing that everybody can agree on, pedophilia, then why is Roseanne not working at whatever it was, CBS?
Yeah, same company.
Yeah.
ABC's owned by Disney.
Did anybody watch your show? I mean,
I did. I watched the first.
Yeah, it was
a
Roseanne
lot of people watched it.
Dude, it was good.
It was the #1 rated comedy on TV.
You didn't watch it, Kelsey? You didn't care?
I don't watch TV, man. I think it's a waste of time.
Yeah.
When
it came back, Kelsey, it was a big hit.
It was it's a tool for like hypnotizing people into all this madness that we're dealing with right now, man. I don't dig on it.
Mind control.
Yeah, man. It's mind control. Wait till that 5G rolls around.
Yeah, baby, can't wait.
What's the 5G? What do you mean?
Oh, I've been seeing that.
Mind control. It's mind control, man.
Yeah, it's like cell towers messing with their brains.
Yeah, we're in 4G network right now. It's going to be 5G soon.
Well, they say that 5G will run on the same wavelength as your brain, so like they can actually. And in fact, they were talking about this, that they did this to people in the war, where they transmitted the voice of God into their head and made them surrender. And everybody thought they surrendered because there was no food or supplies or whatever. But no, man, they used brain beam technology.
The voice of Kelsey.
Of course,
yeah,
Did they get God's soul?
Huh? Don't make war, make love, man.
What if you love war?
What were we talking about again? Oh yeah,
I just asked you if you watched Roseanne, and we got into this. You're like, no, I didn't watch Roseanne. I don't want to be mind controlled. I hear you. I don't want to be mind controlled either. But it was a pretty good show, and Roseanne was fired for I don't know, saying that a black senator woman. What did he say?
That she looked like one of the chimp ladies from Planet of the Apes, and it actually was pretty factual.
Yeah, but she didn't think she didn't think she was black.
She said, I thought the bitch was white.
Yeah. I mean, whether you believe that or not, I mean, who knows what these people believe? They're all freaking insane, man. If you're in show business,
Ron Perlman looks like a gorilla. Spoiler, it's true.
He's insane too, man. They're all insane.
He's got brain syndrome. Yeah.
I think we're witnessing the end of celebrity, as we know it.
And the beginning of Comicsgate celebrity.
Yeah.
Gonna be.
No, we don't need no celebrities, man. We mingle amongst the people,
Well, maybe we do and maybe we don't. But here's what Kevin Feige said. Oh, wait, no, I wasn't going to do this yet. Let's go back to this. James Gunn. James Gunn did not make 20,000 pedophile remarks, somebody said. Not 10,000 jokes about rape and pedophilia. Between 2008 and 2012, he made fewer than 20. And this guy did the math. This is what I wanted to talk to you about, Kelsey. Now, this whole thing was sent to me. This person actually chronicled all of the filthy tweets that James Gunn put out there. Let's read some of these, Kelsey, and you tell me if this is funny or not. Okay, and maybe some of it is. I don't know, but these are the tweets that he got in trouble for. And on June 10th, 2008, this is what started. 2008, Twitter must have been 2 days old. When did Twitter start? Who was tweeting in 2008? God damn. He goes, laughter is pedophiles. Exactly.
Back then, Twitter was just like little jokes that you'd tweet out once in a while.
Yeah. Well, he said, laughter is the best medicine. That's why I laugh at people with AIDS.
That's not that funny. Yeah.
I know that was pretty funny.
Kelsey thought that was funny. All right, so let's keep going. One of the fattest dudes I've ever seen is walking down the street towards me. Over 500 easy. More to love. So that's a fat joke. More to love. 500 pounds.
Wounds.
He says, I burnt my tongue on an enchilada. Fucking Mexicans. This is killing Kelsey. This material is killing Kelsey.
It's working on me.
Yeah.
Fucking Mexicans.
He burned his tongue on an enchilada.
Oh, this is getting clipped. Okay.
Yeah. In the park with Von Spears. Von Spears loves kids so much that I think he may be a pedophile. That Von Spears is his pet dog. Okay. So, yeah.
Okay.
So you get it? Like, you're like, who's Von Spears? Like, what do you mean he loves kids? Oh, it's your dog. Of course your dog loves kids.
It's the name of his penis.
Yeah. All right, so here we go. On the 27th of August 2008, he said, just made a joke about ass raping my friend when she was asleep. Okay.
That's a bad joke.
That's not, I don't know why you tweet that out.
By SJW standard, that perpetuates rape culture.
Yeah.
I made those jokes about Cecil.
When Cecil's asleep.
Yeah, he's right over here.
Let's see here. So he says, I forgot to tell you guys, last night I did a reading with a convicted pedophile. As for the pedophile, it was Jeepers Creepers director Victor Salva, convicted of performing oral sex on a 12-year-old boy. Why would you tweet that out? That's weird, man.
Christ.
Yeah,
he's well-known. In fact, it's so weird, man. You go watch his like Powder, man. That's like gay boy love movie to the nth degree, man. Same thing with that Jeepers Creepers 2, man. It's got like boys like peeing off a bus and like it just oh dude, it's he's still doing it, man. He's still out there like fucking doing it.
Yeah. People are saying a lot of these aren't jokes.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't a joke.
Yeah,
that's real. He's telling the
like
truth.
a reference to a joke too. He's like, I made a joke about butt rape when she's sleeping. It's like, that's not a joke.
2009.
If he wasn't on the left, he'd be burned at the cross by now.
Yeah. All right. So now he's getting to more jokes here. He goes, this may be the plant version of adopting a damaged 12-year-old girl who steals your money and accuses you of molesting her. I don't know what this is referring to. And then he goes, the best thing about being raped is when you're done being raped, it's like, woo, this feels great not being raped. Yeah. That's a joke. That's a joke. Mary Matthews just told me a story about how a monkey jerked off to completion on a kid on the set of Max Keeble's Big Move. He later talked about that story again and said it was the best day of his life when that happened. It was amazing. He said he couldn't stop laughing.
What do you mean, the story she told him? Because he wasn't there, apparently.
He says he was there, though, like in the story.
Wasn't he like laughing at she just told me a story. I'm laughing at it, you know. Oh, yeah, and that was the best day of my life when I was there when she was telling me the story. None of that makes any sense. He's a terrible writer.
Yeah.
Get your pedophile jokes written correctly.
I'm reading these and I don't even understand what these mean. Wondering which Disneyland character would be the worst to get raped by. I think it's Goofy, but Sleepy would suck too. That got Antonio.
That one's kind of funny because you got to consider every Disney character.
Yeah,
he just mentions 2, but you think of all of them.
All right, some of these I've read before.
I was trying to think of which one, but I don't know.
All right, how about this one? He says, my new film, and he pitched this film. It's called Jerk Loose, a small town where beating off is illegal, and one high school kid jerks off in front of the others to show how fun it really is. That wouldn't be a movie.
No.
Yeah. You couldn't do that. He comes up with a book titled The Hardy Boys and the Mystery of What It Feels Like When Uncle Bernie Fists Me. That's not.
Oh,
maybe he was molested as a child, and this is his way of like coping.
He'll be on Oprah talking about it.
Yeah. This hotel shower is the weakest ever. Felt like a 3-year-old was peeing on my head.
Oh, no.
Yeah. A lot of this stuff is pretty creepy. I'm doing a big Hollywood film adaptation of The Giving Tree with a happy ending. The tree grows back and gives the kid a blowjob. That's disgusting. That is vile.
I don't even know what The Giving Tree is.
Watching Trapped in the Closet, R. Kelly's second best video after the one where he urinates on a child. That's actually current. I don't know if you guys have seen the R. Kelly Surviving R. Kelly documentary. Have you guys seen that?
I saw the tape.
You saw the tape of that?
They were bootlegging it. They were bootlegging it on the streets and stuff back then.
Whoa.
Selling that, man. They were selling like VHS and stuff. Yeah.
I remember in the 90s, who's that guy from Rob Lowe? Rob Lowe.
Oh, I remember that.
Remember this? Now, Rob Lowe, people have forgotten about that. Nobody's brought that up again. Rob Lowe was on video with another dude having sex with a 15-year-old.
He got away with it.
Yes, sir. He did get away with it, didn't he?
Yeah.
Like people forgot about it. Like if people
got a game show coming on Fox, I saw they've been promoting it. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that being on the news, and they were making fun of it, like on the news. They're like, coming up next, and then it said "low blow" with an E at the end, and it just had fuzzy footage of Rob Lowe in this video. He did get away with that.
Like I don't know the deal about Rob Lowe, and I'm not sure how this dude got away with. Obviously he didn't do anything, just made some jokes, but then they go after Kaiser Soze, and he's pretty
Kevin
much
Spacey.
Yeah, Kevin Spacey's pretty much persona non grata nowadays, but the director, Bryan Singer, he's got photos with young boys and stuff, and and he's out there still doing his thing, man. And there's more than that, man. He
ran like an agency where they had a house where they had child actors come in and live in the house. It was called Den, and it was.
Then you got your Victor Silva there. This has been going on for years and years and years, and it's just weird how some guys get caught up and some don't. I don't know, man.
Speaking of Kevin Spacey, his production company wanted to get the option for Deal with the Devil.
Yeah, we didn't hear any of that, Mike.
I thought it was just me. I was like, did he just cut out? What the fuck was that?
Say it again.
Yeah, would you say you're working with Kevin Spacey? Good for you, man.
No. You're not hear anything I'm saying?
No.
Kevin Spacey released that cryptic video where he's in character as like Frank.
That was weird, man.
Yeah, it sounds like he's like threatening to like re-release something he knows to like a wider pocket of pedos in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Shit, man, YouTube is filled with videos about how Spielberg is involved, and
I've seen that. Yes, Spielberg. But I don't believe any of that. I don't believe Spielberg is.
A good channel for this, for anyone who's interested in here in the chat, is Jamie Deluxe. I highly recommend. He's really cool guy too. But
yeah, All right, so here's the thing. This is the other thing I was going to talk about rather than making a video, and I was going to catch you guys' reaction to this. Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige says no MCU character is unkillable. No kidding. All right. Though Marvel fans have been counting down the days until Avengers Endgame arrives in theaters so they can finally find out which of their favorite characters survived Thanos' deadly snap, Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige issued a word of warning to those who believe that immortality is in the DNA of every MCU superhero. In short, no one is safe. In a wide-ranging interview with Film, Feige talked about the recent success of Captain Marvel and how no one in the Marvel Cinematic Universe is immune to death. He says, in future stories, well, none of the Marvel characters are immortal, even ones that seem immortal. Some might be very hard to kill, but nobody's unkillable. So if we're lucky enough to see future adventures with Captain Marvel, what are you talking about? Of course, there will be limitations and there will be Achilles heels and there will be things that we will learn and see that it's not that easy as slicing through whatever she wants to at any point. But this wasn't the time to accentuate that. Since Avengers Endgame will be the final film in the current phase of MCU, many fans believe that since the phase is ending, all of its characters will be saying goodbye as well. But we do know that Captain Marvel will spearhead the next MCU phase, so it's probably safe to say that she's safe for now anyway. Quite right. She signed a 7-film contract.
Oh boy.
Like I said, man, it's over. It's done.
This is the thing. We've already seen. Look, Brie Larson's Captain Marvel will lead the entire MCU. So that whole thing, like, she might die. No, I really felt like she was going to an Endgame. They were going to kill her off and then hand her powers off to Monica Rambeau. But I think Monica Rambeau is going to be Photon. And she is going to get powers. She'll be Photon. She's not going to be Captain Marvel. Brie Larson is Captain Marvel. Kevin Feige says Captain Marvel will be the forefront of the MCU and insisted that introducing Brie garbage, just pure garbage. Larson as the character was one of the highlights of his career. Kevin Feige, F you, dude. You bald bastard. You were our hope, Kevin Feige, you weirdo. Well, what are you doing? And so here's what's happening. Kevin Feige is Avengers Endgame is going to kill off a lot of these characters. Hawkeye is going to go. We've already seen little Hawkeye girl in the trailer. I promise you, this is all leading to Marvel Rising.
And Captain America's going to die too.
Yeah.
You think Brie Larson looks good naked?
Yeah, I've seen it.
He's doing material. What the fuck?
Just don't look at her feet.
Yeah, there's a nice picture of her in a thong that might confuse you. You take a look at it.
They're underestimating Robert Downey Jr. and how important he is. Like it all started with him, and once he goes, like who's going to be like the glue?
100% correct. They cannot pay Robert Downey Jr. enough money. Like he is the leader of the Avengers right now. I go to see those movies because he's always good in them. Everyone else is like, like seriously, Doctor Strange. None of these characters are. No, Thor isn't that great. Captain America's not that great.
Screw you, Ethan.
I love First Avenger, man. Was really badass. I really enjoyed that movie.
Winter Soldier, yeah, man.
Yeah, Winter Soldier was good too. Yeah.
Those are the directors that are doing pretty good.
I didn't give two shits about. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I didn't get two shits about Captain America, except for like when I saw that movie. Man, it did wonders, man. It made me like proud to like be an American, and like it really hit all the marks for me, man. I was like, wow, this is like I love this guy, especially like when he was a little scrawny guy and he like jumped on the grenade, and man,
here's what I'm saying. You think Chris Evans can lead an MCU movie?
Yeah, a few times.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about that dude. I mean, he was doing, crap movies before this, so like he should just thank his lucky stars, man. He got in. I'm just talking about the character, man. I don't know about Chris Evans.
Well, in any case, it's irrelevant because he's not going to be in any more Marvel movies. So he's already said that.
Or is he going to do some rom-coms now?
I don't know, but Captain America, he is not Captain America. So who's going to be Captain America? Who's going to take over that? Or is there going to be a Captain America?
Could be Bucky.
It'll be the Hawk guy, the black
Falcon.
guy. Yeah, Falcon.
Falcon takes over for Cap. Well, I think they're really pushing the MCU into the current direction. That is my opinion. That's what I think is happening here.
Well, I mean, what stories do they got left to tell? I mean, that's kind of one things I was kind of excited about because I didn't read a lot of those comics, so getting to see a lot of those stories, even though they were changed a bit, it was kind of like, wow, okay, yeah, I see why people get into this. There's like a whole mythology happening here, but like, what do they got left, man? Is there more stuff?
They're going to have to write new stuff with Captain Marvel in the lead. You're going to have Squirrel Girl. You're going to have Little Girl Hawkeye. You're going to have America Chavez. You are going to have, who else? Ms. Marvel.
Hey.
Moon Girl.
They do have
the Iron Man girl with him again.
Oh, you know that Riri Williams is going to be there.
Right.
She's going to take over Iron Man.
I'll just watch all the porn versions.
Yeah, or it'll be the girl from Black Panther.
Well, they've got a plan for her. Yeah, they got plans for her.
Yeah.
They did just get X-Men and Fantastic Four.
Gay Iceman 3-picture deal. We're in trouble. Like, it's amazing. You really thought, you're like, well, the comics are garbage, but at least these characters that we love live on in film, and they're doing a really good job. No, they're bringing the garbage to the films too. You have to understand, they are going to full court press social justice warrior Marvel. They're going to. And so, all right. So Kevin Feige says Captain Marvel will lead the entire, why is that in quotes, Marvel Cinematic Universe in the future. The president of Marvel Studios has revealed that Brie Larson's Carol Danvers from the first Marvel female standalone film will be at the forefront of the next wave. This is wave 4 of the MCU movies, and insisted that introducing Brie 29 at this year's Comic-Con was one of the highlights of his career. You mother. In Captain Marvel, the official movie special, Kevin said, when we found out, I'm going to start lisping your words now, Kevin. You're going to get soy boy treatment pretty soon. I haven't gotten there yet, but we're pretty close to. Let me try it out. When we found out that Brie Larson might be interested in joining our world, we had a number of meetings. She was a huge fan of the character in comics. That's bullshit. She was not a fan. That is a goddamn lie. She was quoted as saying, Captain Marvel, isn't that a dude that goes Shazam? She's like, what? She had no idea. She's like, yeah, I guess I'm just going to do this because it seems like it's going to be good. She did not know any. She doesn't read any of the comics. She thought it was stupid. She's already been. Why do they lie? The internet lives forever.
Well, let's face it. Captain Marvel is a dude that says Shazam. I don't give a shit what Marvel thinks.
That's correct.
Damn.
One of the highlights of my career at Marvel was introducing her at Comic-Con and having her come out on stage and stand there with literally almost everybody else from our movies. She was there at the forefront, and it was great foreshadowing, not just for how audiences are going to embrace Brie as this character, but also for how Captain Marvel is about to take the lead and be at the forefront of the entire cinematic universe. That's what you get, Kevin Feige. And when I read you from now on, you're getting that voice. God damn you. You're ruining everything. You let these SJWs come in and ruin everything. You had something good going there. You can't see what's happened to Marvel Comics at these people's hands with these stupid characters. You can't see. Absolutely ridiculous.
He's been there too long. He's too comfortable, and he's too rich to care.
Yeah.
Are they going to go with the source material? Because it seems like they won't even be able to because it will be so bad. They're going to have to. They can use those characters, but they'll have to write from the ground up.
Oh man, I can't wait! Can't wait.
There are no classic stories. There's nothing. They haven't done. Think about how long SJW Marvel has been in existence, and what stories do you remember? What have they done?
I remember just from your boy Zach's videos. Like She-Hulk going on a date and then the guy turns out he's a Trump guy and he ends up being a robot, and then she goes on another date. It's all eating and sitting, you know.
And Hulk taking an Uber.
Yeah.
You know, I think they're overplaying the popularity of Captain Marvel, because if you look at the domestic numbers, she's like right there with Ant-Man.
Yeah.
She made more money worldwide, but not in America.
Did you see the drop off from China?
No, Mr. Roboto.
Yes, Mike. Yes.
What are the numbers? I didn't see them.
Did you see the drop off from China?
God damn it.
I was asking.
No.
You can't hear me?
No.
Just nod and agree.
Yeah.
What's the percentage? What's the drop off?
This is the way things.
It was $89 million the first weekend, and then the subsequent 2 weeks, it was like another 20 million maybe.
Is that the thing that gave an injection to Leia in A New Hope? The thing you're talking into there? It looks like that.
Oh yeah. Big
Droid
needles on it.
Yeah.
That's the noise.
I wonder if this is going to be the same as what happened with Solo. You know how The Last Jedi made a lot of money. I mean, more money, but then Solo suffered.
That's got to be what happens, right?
So if Captain Marvel did okay, but what is the next movie going to do?
Yeah. Well, eventually, the next movie's going to do great. Avengers Endgame's going to do great, but you're going to watch the numbers drop off. You have to.
All the reviews say she was whatever. Nobody really praised her performance.
Right. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And in the meantime, the comic book industry is still falling apart. I don't know if you guys are paying attention to this.
Oh.
Do you realize how many hold on a second here. Do you realize Marvel Comics is putting out 23 Spider-Man books next month?
Is that variant?
Oh my gosh, dude.
I'm not counting the variants.
Wow.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, Mike, what's up?
I just clicked and looked and noticed, Captain Marvel has the most movie theaters I think they've ever had in any movie. It was 4,310
empty theaters.
The opening weekend. The second weekend, they had the exact same number of theaters. They had opening weekend theaters blocked out for the second week for this movie.
So the per theater average,
that they don't do that. That's not
the per theater average might be the lowest of all the Marvel movies.
Yeah.
It dropped down to 15,775 for the second week, but they never do that. Opening weekend is always crazy numbers, but not second week. That's they bought those out.
This War of the Realms thing, Mike. Mike can't. We can't really hear Mike too well, but he's he is saying that they continue to dominate the movie theaters and have just as many theater showing Captain Marvel the second week as they did the first week, which is weird. That's just not normal. But then again, there's not really anything in the way right now. There's not really anything to compete with Captain Marvel. All right,
it's just like overshipping the comics, how Marvel comic books do it. It's like their tactic.
Look at War of the Realms, dude. What is this War of the Realms with Marvel? I guess this is their new event.
That's what.
Yeah. But anyway, I wanted to show you this, man. There are literally 23 Spider-Man books coming out.
That's crazy.
23 Spider-Man books coming out that month.
There should be 3, if that.
2.
2?
2 Spider-Man books. 3 was comfortable for me.
Yeah, let's mark it 2.
I'll take none.
Oh.
Shut it down.
Spider-Man.
Shut it down.
Shut it down.
Spider-Man. All the way down here. Spider-Man.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah,
that True Believers one looks cool to me. That's it.
Well, I think they're reprints. They're reprinting a lot of books, But I mean, they're just flooding the shelves, dude. There isn't enough material. There isn't even enough new material for the amount of books that they want to put out. They just want to keep putting stuff out.
And not enough quarter boxes to hold them all. I mean,
no quarter boxes. Yeah, for real. All right. Another thing I wanted to talk about tonight, if Kelsey will allow me to, is this, Kelsey. A comic book publisher creates its own origin story. So even in the midst of all of this turmoil, the New York Times reports a new comic book company happening here.
Are these all gay men?
they choose now to live as gay men.
Hilarious. Well, yeah. Look at this. This is Axel Alonso, John Miller, and Bill Jemas. All right. These guys are making it happen. Brian Telford, thanks for another $50. How much money will it take to crowdfund an original collaboration between you guys? Give email or website information, please. I would like to help our culture.
Ethan, you've talked about that, right? With the Bro White stuff. Is that
well, this is something that I want to do. I don't know if this is what he's referring to or if this would even be acceptable by, what he's asking for. But I had this idea to do a book called Bro White, and it was just going to be a fairy tale retelling of a fat neckbeard, who his wife throws him out because he's a gamer, and he goes into the woods to camp and survive, because what are you going to do? Like, he doesn't have any money. So he's going to be a survivalist in the woods. And he ends up finding a cottage with 7 little dwarf women who are willing to service him hand and foot while he plays video games. Now that is Bro White, and I thought it was such an inspiring story of toxic masculinity, and it is, that I would actually do a whole book of them. And I think I'm going to crowdfund this this year, where I'm going to do an entire book of fairy tales, toxic fairy tales for toxically masculine men of masculine toxicity. And that's the title right now. But I want to get everybody involved. Like, I want to be able to get Kelsey to do a story where we gender swap. And by the way, I'm all for gender swapping. A lot of people don't understand that. I don't mind when they gender swap movies. I think they should gender swap Mr. Mom. I already said that. I'm all for.
a gender mom.
Mom.
Would it be Mrs. Dad then or something?
No, Mrs. Mom. She has to stay home with the kids while her husband gets a job somewhere. Be a good movie.
How about Mr. Doubtfire?
Three women and a baby. 3 women and a baby would also work.
Beetlejuice.
Mommy daycare.
So that's what I'm going to do now. I would like to get people who want to get involved in this, Comicsgaters who have, we can talk about it, but we'll actually go ahead and not Cinderfella. That's a Jerry Lewis movie. You can't do Cinderfella, but we gender swap these classic fairy tales where we make these classic princesses that everyone loves into men, and just to see. I mean, for once, let's have men get their fair shake in fiction.
It's about time.
It's about time. I've told my son, I've raised a boy. He's 20 years old now. You've all seen him. I told him there's nothing a woman can do that you can't do, and better, except for that one thing. But other than that, everything else you can do better. And we really do need to raise our boys to understand that they're every bit as good as, if not better than, girls. More capable.
Hell,
I want the hairy merman, or
you want to do a Little Mermaid, but you want to gender swap that? I like that idea.
Yeah, Biggie Merman. I don't know.
We'll work it out.
I could do Beauty and the Beast, where the Beast is just a really fat SJW.
That just caught me the right way. Big fat disgusting SJW land whale trying to seduce.
Well, hey, wouldn't the Beast be that? And then Beauty.
That's the Beast.
Yeah, that's the Beast.
And then Beauty would just be. We'd have to come up with a new word instead of beauty, but just look, a virile, handsome young man,
a Justin Bieber-esque young lad.
Of course, yeah. Now,
I mean, Kevin Spacey could sink his teeth into.
if you, Narwhal, was that your idea?
Yeah, I got dibs.
Okay.
I'll pitch you, Ethan. I'll think of it.
Yeah,
more.
yeah. So we want to do a whole book, the kind of storybooks that we used to have as kids, where our parents would sit down and they'd open it up, and you'd get a nice story. You get the Gingerbread Man or something like that, and they'd read it to you, and there'd be a lot of stories. I want to make another book like that, but just for men, to raise our boys the right way. And I'm pissed off because this is the thing about that. I watch a lot of kiddie fare because I have a 3-year-old who watches the ABC YouTube stuff, right? And she loves YouTube. She watches all this stuff. There are a million new I've said this before, a million new Humpty Dumpty cartoons, like little musical shorts about Humpty Dumpty. And Humpty Dumpty doesn't fall off the wall and crack into a million pieces anymore. Like, he doesn't do that. In these new versions, Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty was scared he would fall. It's like, fuck that. He fell. And the whole point, he fell and he broke. And the whole point of Humpty Dumpty is to tell kids, careful, you're going to fall and you're going to crack your head open.
And if you do, suck it up.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you suck it up. I think the point is it's your ultimate doom, so don't do it. Don't climb up on the wall, and don't, because you're going to fall and die. And it's a lesson that little kids actually do need to learn. It's like when you're 3 years old, you go, oh, Humpty Dumpty fell off the wall and he cracked.
If it was me, you rub some dirt on it and get your ass right back up on that wall.
Well, you better. So this is what we have to do, Kelsey. We have to fight this encroaching pussyhood of our kids. What they're doing, I mean, they're changing everything to make everything sort of they're putting
Antonio heard pussy
and he got excited about that. Yeah. By the way, did you know Humpty Dumpty was actually a cannon? Did you know that? Like, that's not, Humpty Dumpty was never an egg. It was a big cannon in England, and I think it was on the London Bridge, and it fell off and it broke. And so when they say all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again, that's what they literally meant, a cannon.
It's interesting.
Yeah,
that's what I heard. I don't know if that's true or not.
Oh,
it's the Humpty Dumpty heist. John Malin's next book.
John Malin, what are you going to do for this book?
Black Riding Hood. Oh, they killed his grandfather.
They killed his grandfather?
Yeah, the wolves, and he's going to get revenge.
Oh, I love it. Black Riding Hood. Oh, is he a black guy or is his hood black?
Black dude.
His hood's black.
No, I like it that he's a black dude in the hood.
Oh,
God.
Ooh. Yeah, it's possible.
And he does wear a hood. He wears a hoodie, dude. And he's fighting werewolves in the hood.
Ooh. Yeah, right up my alley, right? Yeah.
God, that'd be cool. All right, so John, that should be the thing that you do. But we will put this together into a gigantic book. It will make $1 million. It will. How could it not? Kelsey's got to work on his mermaid idea. Andrew Huerta, what would you do?
I'm thinking of the fairy tales or whatever's out there.
Yeah. Yeah, what do they tell people? Like, I would do reversals. I would do masculine reversals on, these little things that, like the frog and the scorpion. I don't know. Stuff like that.
Rapunzel. He's a rocker and they keep telling him to cut his hair.
Awesome.
I like that, actually.
Yeah. Slick Rick says John's idea could genuinely be made into a movie. Well, now it could. We had to fix it. John barely had half an idea.
Yeah, barely half.
all you had was they killed Granddad.
Is it only fairy tales? Is it only fairy tales with girls?
Yeah, the idea is to take girly fairy tales and then make them masculine.
How about Big Mr. Muffet?
Oh, I like that.
Sat on his ass Well, I don't know.
Well, you know what we could do is we could get people to just do, like, people who don't want to do too much work could just do
well, that's me.
Yeah, just a 1-page like nursery rhyme. You know.
How about Bo Peep?
Little Bo Peep. Well, you know, what are the Disney Sleeping Beauty? You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. Like, yeah, I am putting people on the spot. That is true. But you know, I want you guys to think about this. I'm also gonna do Jim and the Homophobes. That's gonna be in there, even though it's not really a nursery rhyme. Jim and the Homophobes is gonna be in there. Yeah,
is that like Josie and the Pussycats?
it's Gem and the Holograms.
Gem and the Holograms.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
Truly outrageous.
they are truly outrageous. All right, so look at this, guys. What?
Alex in Wonderland.
Alex in Wonderland. What do you think of that, Mike? What would you do?
Alex in Plunder.
I don't know. I'm just reading.
He plunders Poon.
Yeah, he goes and kills the queen.
Every time Mike talks, I think I'm in that movie Frequency with Dennis Quaid.
Wonderland should be like an adult bookstore. It's like a porno shop. Alex just goes in there and it's a Wonderland, and then all kinds of things happen in there. The characters jump off of the DVDs and magazines. Everything should be filthy.
You could give Antonio the female version of Pinocchio and make her a sex doll.
Pinocchio.
Hey, I can make it happen. Oh. Believe.
Yeah.
Fellatio.
Oh.
You guys aren't tackling the male gaze. You need to gender swap some males into sexy ladies, says Extraordinary Jackson. Interesting.
Well, each of these features a male, like the Sleeping Beauty has that woodsman.
Yeah.
She could be the woods lass.
All this needs to be thought through. But I think we can come up with an entire book's worth of things. I think we have some good ideas so far.
You could do Bambi, but make her a stripper.
Oh,
it's not really a fairy tale. It's not really a fairy tale.
That'd be a good one. Bambi.
I'm gonna help Antonio out there.
Brian Telford, thanks for $25. He says Macaulay in Wonderland.
Too soon.
Yeah. I don't know. Is everybody still upset about Michael Jackson?
Leave him alone.
That's what everybody says. Everybody's like, leave him alone.
He's dead. Who gives a shit? He's gone.
What does that mean? A lot of people are dead and people still care.
Why? What's the point?
Ethan, there's a fairy
waste
tale.
of brain energy.
There's a fairy tale for you, man. Ethan, there's a fairy tale called Bewitched Butter.
Oh,
all right, I'm out.
Mike, go out and come back in and see if it works.
The old in and out, Mike.
Come back, Mike. Come back.
Yeah. Let's see. Al M says, just curious, any idea on the release date for Brand? Will there be a second print of Lone Star and Graveyard Shift? Because I'm stupid and missed out. LOL. I know Kanan's still working on Brand.
Yeah, Kanan's still working, but I'm actually working on an update right now. We're trying to see if we can get all the pages done by the time you finish Cyberfrog. So you see April 30th. So that's what I have challenged Kanan to do, to have all the pages done by April 30th.
Yeah. Second print of Lone Star, Mike?
1, 2, 3. Oh, the second issue?
Second printing.
Second. Oh, am I doing a second printing?
Yeah.
Probably, but I'm gonna be doing this second issue launch. Hopefully the week after WonderCon, so about 2.5 weeks. Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine. Yeah. So far, you're okay. You're not cutting out.
Okay, I was saying there's a fairy tale called Bewitched Butter. You might want to look into.
Bewitched Butter.
Yeah.
Yikes.
That's what Nasser ate.
Yeah. Where is Nasser? How come he's not in here right now?
Oh, don't invoke his name.
I'm all ready to promote his book. He's not here.
He's got a day job.
Sean Tillman says, I love Comicsgate. # ain't no Tupperware party. Liam Gray says, I want everyone to wear suits to the auction. Wayward Comics says, Comicsgate needs dissenting opinions, no echo chambers. Andrew Huerta says, making it rain for Kelsey. Everyone loves Kelsey getting naked. Argentico 2003 says, Kelsey, how much for a back rub?
Free, baby. Free back rubs all around.
Yeah. K Brady says, hey, what is # Doug is done? Is that about deplatforming Doug? Is that okay? Who started that? I have no idea. Nobody's deplatforming Doug. You know, it's just not happening. People can decide to support creators or not if they want. Muerta and Nunciata says 5G is the main reason for Trump's trade war with China. Rob J says, can I have some of what Kelsey is smoking? Kelsey, do you have anything left?
Yeah, I guess I'll have some tomorrow, though.
Okay.
So you always say, he always goes, I'm down to cigarettes.
Dr. Claw from Inspector Gadget for D&Q. They never showed his face. It'd be fun to see what everybody's interpretation would be. Flat Earth is real.
Nice.
Trencher 1374 says, Gunn is part of the Hollywood clique trying to remove borders between adult and child, man and woman, good and evil. They all want human interaction to be about money and power and nothing else. Mr. Jackdaw says, funny if it turns out she slept with Feige. Ooh, I never thought of that.
Woo! That's what happened with that Warner Brothers CEO.
Yeah, all of this talk, whenever you hear people like somebody as powerful as Kevin Feige running off at the mouth about how wonderful, how proud, how blah, 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 he doesn't, what does he give a shit? He doesn't.
Right.
She slapped that knob.
What do you think of that, Mike? True or false?
I wouldn't speculate.
I would. I think it's true. I gotta say it's true. Eric M. Boyd says, "Who slept with Feige?" I don't know. The theory is maybe Brie Larson did,
or Kevin Spacey.
Or Kevin Spacey. Professor Geek says, "We need to sell one more copy of Tales from the Stacks to reach the $10,000 stretch goal. Check out the covers by Malin and Kyung Lee." John, you did another cover for them?
Yep. Professor Geek, Tales from the Stacks. It's on Indiegogo right now, guys. You can get my cover and Kyung Lee's cover, I believe, as a 2-pack, or you can get all 3 covers as a 3-pack. So if you're interested, please check it out. It's I think it's an anthology book. I think it's some like it has like a Crypt Keeper type character, and it's horror. Yeah.
Got all 3. Yeah.
Naked women on the cover.
Ooh. Yeah, I liked your cover. I got the triple pack. So
thanks.
Tomb says they said that Bucky and Falcon are going into a spinoff for the streaming service. Same with Scarlet Witch and Vision. That's interesting. Watermelon Platypus says, I like how Ethan uses the comics SJW's characters to show and ask about why the comics pull this bullshit and think they'll be successful. They don't care about the comics. Yeah, I know, but I think of everything as a tiny poll. Like when you put out a comic book, like the reaction of comic book fans to it should kind of give you a sense of how the wider world is going to accept it. I don't know, but I could be wrong. Maybe everybody's waiting for Kamala Khan.
No,
I also think of everything as a tiny poll.
Maybe certain parts of the world, but
Kelsey's on point tonight, man. Watermelon Platypus says, Bro White is lightning in the bottle. You have a gift, Ethan. Thank you for recognizing my genius.
That was an epic video. How many views does that have? Did it fall by the wayside when you
Bro White? Let me see.
Yeah.
I stopped paying attention after the first day, so let me see how well Bro White did. And it was a 1-minute video. Bro White, 9,277 views. 1,163 thumbs up. So everyone liked it. 15 thumbs down. I think that's a good ratio. 15 thumbs down to 1,100 thumbs up. I'm pretty sure that's a hit by any standard. Let's see. GRP Poll says, when will we get male Little Mermaid? Oh, right, Aquaman. Well, you're gonna have to sidestep that issue, Kelsey.
Or lean right into it.
Yeah, maybe it will be Aquaman. John Kinney says a book for men should have some hot, sexy women, bro.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I'm just saying that all the heroes should be men.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be realistic. Zoivod says, "Hey EVS, just out of curiosity, does Cyberfrog have an insignia or logo I'm not aware of, or is it just the cover text? And if so, where can I get an image of it for that thing I'm making?" Zoivod, no, he doesn't really have. He's got a logo. He's got his Cyberfrog logo, but there's no insignia. You know, he doesn't have a symbol like Green Lantern does.
Does he wear a cape?
He doesn't wear a cape either. Yeah, I could make one. I can make a Cyberfrog like insignia. Argentico 2003 says, "Malin, would you draw people being turned into wolves?"
Yeah.
In your book, I mean, you know.
Sure. Yeah, they're not that type of werewolf. This would be more classical werewolves.
Why wouldn't they be though? Imagine they're like.
I don't know. I don't know if the audience wants to go there.
I don't know either. I don't think they do, but it's pretty funny. You know, there was a whole movie called Butt Sucking Vampires one time, which I like. They're vampires, but they suck your butt, you know?
Yeah. Well, we'll think about it. If the fans demand it, we'll give the fans what they want.
They're poop vampires.
You beat them just by staying seated.
Yeah.
Rolling around.
I mean, why would there be a vampire that would suck your poop? You know, it's like that's that's weird.
Hemorrhoids.
Yeah.
Wasn't there something in Bubba Hotep where they said that the soul comes out of the anus?
Yeah, someone in chat just confirmed that.
Yeah.
Take on it.
I like Boba Hotep though. That movie was funny.
That was good. Let's see. So Watermelon Platypus says Black Riding Hood, Bro White, Rapunzel, Beauty and the Beast, Hansel and Gretel versus James Gunn. Oh, that's Hansel and Gretel versus James Gunn. Come into my sugary palace. Yeah. Manic Boy Productions says Sleeping Fanboy, a Star Wars fan, is magically put to sleep until a good Star Wars film comes out, and a reformed SJW has to wake him up. That's interesting. Extraordinary Jackson says, "You guys aren't tackling the male gaze." We got that one. Watermelon Platypus says, "At my next work meeting, I'm going to suggest we sit at 3 different tiers." Tim Riggs says, "Thanks for Lone Star, Mike. My first comic book, and it looks fantastic and was a good read." Ethan, when can I spend money on Rainbow Brute? End of April. Right? Yeah, end of April. That's when we're launching Rainbow Brute. Cyberfrog will be done and off to the races. And we're going to... let me think about that. I might want to do this other thing first. This other mini campaign for merchandise. King Harkinian says, Big Red Riding Dude versus Furry Bait Female Werewolf. Jake Munoz says, are any of you guys going to be at WonderCon? Kelsey is. Kelsey, you going to Wonder? Mike is.
Where's that at?
Anaheim.
No, I don't go to California.
Yeah, Mike's going to be there.
I can't hear Mike. I can't even hear him.
He's mad right now. He's having mic problems, so he's
Mike's going, but I'll probably be walking around.
Mike's always got mic problems.
If you're in the Chicago area, go find Elliot Fernandez and Nasser Rabadi at C2E2. It's going on this weekend, guys.
Yeah.
Are they sitting down or are they just walking around?
No, they're sitting down. I think Elliot said he would be in an actual a booth, and Nasser's probably in Artist Alley.
Just look for the crowd laughing at them.
Look for the giant crowds.
The mobs.
Let's see. Reagan Lodge says the Earth is a hollow rhombus. Antoine Dennison says the Lion King equals the Welfare Queen. Watermelon Platypus says the Princess and the Frog. It's already perfect. And Ian House says, did you hear bookstores in New Zealand are banning 12 Rules for Life and other conservative books? Everyone's nuts. Oh, because of the shooting, they're going to blame Jordan Peterson over that? That's interesting.
That's crazy.
So dumb.
It is dumb. It is really, really dumb. Good news, guys. For those of you who love Star Wars.
It's us.
What's going on?
Yeah.
It's everyone, right?
You.
The next trilogy after this one, according to rumor, and you know, Mike's friends from Game of Thrones, Dave Benioff and DB Weiss, you know, they're doing a trilogy next. Everybody was concerned about what it was because it wasn't going to be Skywalker related. It's going to be focused on. It's going to be Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh, nice.
Dope.
That's
It's gonna
good.
be
Awesome.
it's gonna be 2 movies of nothing happening, and then we're gonna have to wait 3 more years for the last movie where everything happens at once. And
All right, so a new rumor has suggested that the upcoming series of Star Wars films by Game of Thrones showrunners David Benioff and D.B. Weiss will take place during the Old Republic era. Via comicbook.com, Star Wars Newsnet has reported, by the way, Star Wars Newsnet is pretty reliable, has reported that one of its sources, a contact who has, quote, worked on every Disney Star Wars film, is 95% confident, all right, I take that back, that this new series will in fact take place in the Old Republic, which has been featured in such games as Star Wars, Knights of the Old Republic, and the MMO Star Wars The Old Republic. The rumored time period, according to the source, has been chosen as Disney wants to open up the Star Wars timeline and appeal to a more Game of Thrones style audience, like Mike. Mike, they're really reaching out to you.
Those are the guys that did Rome too.
Rome?
Rome.
Oh, I love Rome.
You loved Rome, right?
Yeah, I love that. It's a good show. Okay, if they did that, then they're good. What do you mean they're the guys who did that? They did all of it?
The Benioff and what's his face? They were the producers on Rome.
Rome was really.
That's what kind of convinced. That's what convinced George Martin to let him do Game of Thrones.
Matt Nessheim says, "Why does Mike Miller have to be such a goody two shoes?" Mike, do you want to answer that question?
It's my job.
Mike doesn't see it as being a goody two shoes. Mike sees it as being, representative of Christ here on earth. He's doing his best. That's all.
That's my job.
Mike doesn't drink, doesn't smoke. What does he do? Well,
I drink. I just
that's true.
I'm drunk.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
he's got a hot wife, man. He doesn't need to do any of
Yeah.
That's right.
You can see his face.
that. I used to dream about her in the what was the Vampirella costume?
You're not telling me you used to dream about my wife in her voodoo costume.
You have no choice, pal. I'm dreaming about her. I'm gonna do it right now.
All right, so this is at least somewhat good news. I mean, if this is true, then we're in a good spot here. Star Wars is going to be okay. Watermelon Platypus says, "Hey, Mike, you designed Deuce X. You have a huge audience waiting, Mike."
Deuce.
What's Deuce X?
Deus Ex. I was the first character designer on a video game called Deus Ex for Ion Storm back in.
I prefer
the
Deuce
previous
I
century.
like Deuce X. I know.
Yeah, Deuce, man.
Deuce X. That's good, man. Deus Ex. Sounds
Deus Ex. It's short for Deus Ex Machina. God from the machine.
right.
Day of Sex.
That's what it sounds like. It sounds like gay sex.
Oh, no.
If you said it fast, that's what you would think. And I did say it fast, so that's what I thought. All right, very good. All right, so I want to run through these campaigns one more time. Just let people know I'm concerned about Mike's campaign in particular. I want people to support this. Mike, can you tell me about the Meg?
The Meg is about a giant megalodon that is free from the depths of the Mariana Trench and wreaks havoc upon the modern world, and they have to take care of that. And it's written by Steve Alton, the New York Times bestselling novel, and it was turned into a worldwide blockbuster movie last year. Although this is based off of the novel, not the movie, so it'll be a slightly different story.
Well, good news. They're backing you right now. You're not at $51,735. Some people did back your comic. And I would love it if you guys did. I don't know why Mike can't get to 52,000 tonight. I think he should. And if you guys are able to, please do back this campaign. Help Mike make his dreams of putting these 3 books out come true.
Yeah, grab the 3-pack, guys. It's $50 and it's 3 trades, I believe. More than likely, that's what I grabbed.
Yeah,
it's over 400 pages worth of content. I wrote it. If you like the writing in Lone Star, then hopefully you'll like the writing in these too, because I did write them.
But even if they didn't, right, it's still the art's really nice. You know,
Mike's got to clear out his garage. You guys got to buy all these books.
Absolutely. Mike, they haven't been printed yet, so it's not like they're sitting in your garage and you're trying to make these dreams, these books happen. These dreams come to life. Over here is Brand by Antonio Bryce and the Great Kanan White. You know, this is another one. Antonio Bryce has seen more success on this comic book than a lot of comic skaters have. He's at $62,627. Antonio, what's Brand about?
Well, there's a war between heaven and hell, and there are a group of warriors on the earth that are trying to prevent it. And in between all that, a young man falls in love with a crazy redhead, and in all kinds of trouble because those type of things are not allowed within the society that he belongs in. So,
F&A.
Well done.
Oh my God, Antonio, can you remember what your pitch used to be?
Why?
Mike, are you going to use this opportunity to bust my balls now?
Yes.
No, I just think you've come such a long way.
Good guy, Mike.
You're doing great. You're doing great now, but it was just so funny when we first discovered you, and you were like, "Tell us what you're." And like 20 minutes later, we're like, "What?"
Yeah.
What?
He's gotten it down. Antonio's
it
really gotten it down, and I appreciate it. I'm in awe of Brand. I think it's one of the best books that we're putting out. Look at this artwork here. This is right here. This is just fantastic piece of work.
Yeah.
God, Kanan is really he's doing good stuff for you, man.
Who's coloring?
Yeah, who's coloring?
A gentleman by the name of Kid Icarus. A pseudonym.
Really? Kid Icarus?
Yes.
That's awesome. Well, he's really good, and this is a good looking project.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Looks nice.
All right, so guys, check out Brand, check out Meg 6 Gun Samurai. The links are in the description. We want to make special mention of Brad Ashworth's Handyman comic right now. Sold a couple copies.
Nice.
Brad is he hasn't been on the show officially yet, I don't think. He's going to be on the show this week, and we're going to see if we can get Handyman funded to its $7,000 flexible goal. Over here is
everyone could use a handyman.
Yes.
Well, the cool angle on that is the guy takes on the cartel, but he uses a toolbox. So he's taking them out with hammers and screwdrivers, and that's why they call him Handyman.
Yeah.
So he's got the right tools for the job. Stopping the bloodthirsty Castaneda cartel requires a fearless man with the right tools for the job. So is killing people, would you use the same tools to kill people that you would use to help your son build a Pinewood Derby?
Yeah, sure.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I don't know if I trust this guy. He makes up Orem, United States. Where the hell is Orem?
Well, that confuses me too. It's Utah. He's a Mormon.
Oh dear God.
Know? Yeah, I know.
His most deadly weapon is an IKEA swing set.
Yeah. That would hurt.
I just think of the character from A Living Color.
What, Handyman?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Damon Wayans.
Oh, the handicapped one.
All right. Well, I want to see this guy take a Dremel to some guys' balls. Like that's
Dremel.
That's what I would like to see happen here. We'll see how that goes. And I wish Brad the best of luck. Over here, of course, Cyberfrog Blood Honey, my story about the end of the world, about a swarm of alien wasp creatures that go from planet to planet, utterly destroying creation. And they're coming to Earth. So one benevolent planet sends a ship with a twin fetal mass, energy mass, that becomes Cyberfrog and Salamandroid. And their sole purpose is to turn back this invasion. These wasps, they're called the Vespis. They chew up human flesh. They chew up people, and they use their saliva to make their skin and bone turn into paper. They paper over entire cities and make hives to raise their children. They also use people as livestock, turn their insides and blood into honey to feed their young. And Cyberfrog is overwhelmed by them, goes to sleep for 20 years, wakes up in the year 2018. Civilization's devastated, and it's his job to turn back as best as he can, turn back the consequences of this invasion. This is now the third time that we've run this campaign. We ran it in the summer. We ran it again in September. And people who missed out are getting one last chance. We got an overwhelming demand that we run this campaign one last time. And so we are. And look at this, $93,396. This is the 8th day of funding. Thank you guys for supporting this campaign. Thank you for it. We're going to keep it going until we go to print. So if you missed out and you don't have any money yet, but you want to back this campaign next week, 2 weeks, and a month, you'll be able to do that. We're going to leave this campaign open to get as many backers as we can. Look at this. Where's the number of backers? How come I can't see it? I don't know. I thought you could see the number of backers here, but last I saw. Yeah, I don't know why I can't see it now. But anyway, we got well over 1,100 new backers, and that's pretty exciting as well. So
yeah, and if you
got
get
1,600 backers.
What?
Yeah, 1,600 backers.
1,600?
Yeah.
Whoa, that's a lot. That was a lot more than I thought.
If you get to 300,000, right, then that with the other combined campaigns will push that into $1 million book.
That's what we're looking at. Yeah, I don't know if we can do it or not. I don't know if we have the propellant to make this happen, but maybe we do. You know, if we can get this campaign up to, wow, it's going to be a little more than 300,000, but it's possible at this point. We are nudging $1 million for this campaign. We're bumping up against it a little bit, so we'll see if we can make that possible. I mean, that would just bring people to despair. Can you imagine the SJWs?
Destroy them.
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah. I'm sorry. We're in this comic book actually raised them up. They don't even know. Like, these SJWs are saying crazy things. They're like, you made $750,000. What are you going to do now? Just run off to Bermuda and just leave all your backers stranded?
Yeah.
No, I'm going to draw the book and do it again. You idiots. It's not that much money. By the way, guys, just so you know, putting out one of these comic books is extremely expensive. Taxes alone, once you get into this kind of tax bracket, I don't even want to tell you guys. You'll despair. It's really, really bad. You know, we gotta get to a flat tax.
Taxation is tough.
Yep.
It totally is, dude. It feels like the worst thing ever to be like, oh my gosh, I have this much money, and then to write a check that's 4 years salary for some people. That is the cost of making money in the United States of America. It does piss you off. But in any case, we persevere, we go forward, we're making this book, and we're going to make many, many more like it and succeed gloriously. John, is Flat Earth real or fake?
Absolutely real. 100%. Can't be disproven.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey, John, there's a Flat Earth documentary on Netflix.
Excellent. Yeah, I think I watched it. It was really just about some guy and girl who kind of want to get with each other. It didn't go into any details. Propaganda.
Yeah, I've been watching documentaries about megalodons still being alive. Like that's like I search YouTube for information to I don't know, to lie to me. You know, it's like I don't want to hear that megalodons can't possibly be alive. I need a documentary that will lie to me and let me know that it's possible.
Well, they say that they believe that there's one in the Mariana Trench.
Yeah. I saw watch a bunch of stuff. Oh, it could be in the Mariana Trench. Now, the same thing. Like I would want to find. I search for flat Earth documentaries on YouTube. I can't find any that aren't making fun of flat earthers. And I have to say, the idiots that make these debunking videos about flat Earth, talk about fish in a barrel. What kind of bullies are you? You know what I mean? It's like,
you know, nobody likes a flat Earth, man. People want big, round, Earth, man.
What do you think, Kelsey? Your globe Earth, like the Earth is a giant beach ball or something? Fool!
It's like a big, voluptuous breast.
Kelsey wants an Earth he can wrap his hand around.
Yeah, man. I want, you know, 2 handfuls of Earth, man. That's I want double D Earth, man. No flat Earth.
Flat Earth is phony. Unicorns are real. Hey, Mike. Mike says Watermelon Platypus. Don't, Mike. I haven't shown you a drawing of anything penis-like in a long time. And people are wondering why I won't do it. I won't do it because I already said I wouldn't. I told Mike I wouldn't do it.
That's right.
Simple as that.
Hey, I got a penis right here.
Well, don't show Mike.
Oh.
Please keep that to yourself.
Oh, okay. All right.
If you look up Flat Earth on YouTube, you're gonna find like pages and pages of smug weirdos like proving that the Earth isn't flat. Why do they do that? If I look up Flat Earth, I probably want to hear that it's real.
Yeah,
no.
Look, these globe Earth people, they're committed to the lie. They're insane.
They're committed to the lie.
Shills.
Yeah, they are shills. I don't like it, and I don't like my friend John's beliefs being made fun of.
That's true.
Debunked. I'm going to debunk your beliefs.
Oh no, that's not good.
F you.
Hey Ethan, if in Cyberfrog, if there's a shot of the planet, it should be flat.
Flat. Just a coin floating in space. Planets are shaped like dimes.
It's like a Pac-Man map. It's like it's flat, but you enter one side, you come out the other side.
That is funny. Watermelon Platypus hit me with $20. He says the Earth is flat by Lone Star.
Yeah, he's half right. He's half right.
I do want people to buy Lone Star, but I don't think it's still available. I don't think
It is not.
It isn't, is it?
Not right now. No.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna get back to work. I am drawing Chelsea, and it's important that I draw this page and get it done because the next page is going to be more fun. I get to draw more Heather Swain, and I like drawing Heather Swain. She's fun to draw. So I want to thank everyone for being here tonight. I want to say to Comicsgate, be nice to each other. You know, be nice to each other. F doxers though, but be nice to each other.
Slow to anger, quick to forgive.
Yeah, just
plenty of reach arounds. Come on.
Yeah.
Here's how far I got, Ethan.
It is important. Let me see. Oh, hold on. Give me a minute. I gotta. Okay. Yeah, Mike, it looks good, but his hands are way too small, dude.
Let's see here.
No, they're not.
Mike, what do you guys think? Maybe I'm wrong.
Is he holding John Malin's tears after learning the Earth is round?
It looked okay.
What do you guys think? Is it good?
Yeah, looks pretty good.
Looks pretty
Maybe
good.
Lone Star has small hands, you know.
Yeah.
Wow, what about platypus? Thank you.
Yeah.
Is that the Jawbreakers there?
No, it's Lone Star and the Unknown Soldiers.
Those are his buddies, his crew.
Yeah. His crew, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I did a cover like that once, Mike.
You do great arm veins.
Thank you.
Hey, those are. I'm still trying to figure those out. That's an honest compliment right there.
Sorry. Yeah.
Arm veins, man.
Arm veins.
I'm all about the veins, man. Them veins.
Did you see? Oh, you didn't see this, Kelsey?
Big
This is from tonight's Comic Corner.
Is that Cecil?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
Mike,
good
here's what I did. I did that too once.
What?
Yeah.
Bathe in a champagne glass?
Guy holding like bloody hands. You know, looking down like, oh my God. Back in the day. My hands are too big though. So we need to split the difference somehow.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's standard comic book practice. Actually, it's standard practice in art to make hands bigger than reality.
Yeah.
You know, like the statue of David has bigger hands and everything.
For the lady.
But I tried to keep it relatively realistic. So.
By the way, thank you, Watermelon Platypus, for $100. He said, God bless us, everyone. Damn.
Nice.
Huge.
God bless you too, brother.
That's for everybody.
Yeah. Pass that around. Drinks all around. Drinks on me.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Take your Comicsgate neighbor and give him a reach around.
Is it a hypothetical, like a metaphorical reach around?
Yeah.
I don't even want that.
You don't want to actually, literally.
Yeah, no, not
I don't
literally.
want no, just sub to Black.
What is
the universe? That's all I have.
Sub the
And Narwhal
Blacklist
books,
universe.
sub Narwhal books.
All I heard was reach around. I can't make out what Mike said.
Spiritual reach around.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot. I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye bye.